In this lesson, students will be able to divide a one-digit divisor by up to 4 digits using and explaining partial quotient and the distributive property. Students will be able to decompose a dividend into compatible numbers to divide. This is a review of 4th grade material. In 4th grade, students divided a one-digit divisor by up to a 4-digit dividend. In 5th grade, students are expected to divide using 2-digit divisors. The dividing methods and strategies are the same. The skills of decomposing the dividends into compatible numbers and multiplying by powers of 10 are and will continue to be useful as students learn to divide with 2-digit divisors. Vocabulary for this lesson is a review. Divisor, the quantity by which another quantity is to be divided. Dividend, a quantity to be divided. Quotient, the result of the division of one quantity by another. Remainder, the number that is left over after a whole number is divided equally by another. For our lesson today, we will be using a division mat. The mat is a graphic organizer to help students organize and think through their work. The first problem we are going to look at is Marie is having a birthday party. She is inviting 5 friends to her party. She is making party bags for herself and her friends. Her mom got a large bag of candy with 375 candies in the bag. Marie needs to share the candy evenly. How many pieces of candy will be in each bag? We need to understand the information in the word problem. First, there is a large bag of candy with 375 pieces. Next, Marie is inviting 5 friends and needs to make treat bags for all of them. This means she needs to make 6 bags. Our problem will be 375 divided by 6. We are going to write this problem in the area model section of our graphic organizer. First, we will draw a rectangle. Then we will write 6 to the left of the rectangle. The 6 represents the number of rows in the array, the divisor, and a factor. 375 can be written to the right of the rectangle or inside the rectangle. She can take one piece of candy at a time, or 1 times 6 equals 6, and repeat this over and over. She could try 2 pieces at a time, or 2 times 6 equals 12. Marie could give each person 5, or 5 times 6 equals 30. If she gave out 10 pieces of candy at a time, she would pass out 60 pieces. If Marie gives out 100 pieces of candy at a time, she would need 600 pieces of candy. We know that she does not have that much candy, so she cannot put 100 pieces of candy in each bag. So now we know that sharing 100 pieces of candy at a time is too much. But sharing 10 at a time is still going to take us a while. We can look at the numbers between 10 and 100. Let's look at some multiplication problems on our mat. We will be comparing our product to the dividend or total pieces of candy that we have, 375. Let's double the 10 to get 20 times 6. 20 times 6 equals 120. If we continue to multiply by groups of 10, we get the following. 30 times 6 equals 180. 40 times 6 equals 240, 50 times 6 equals 300, 60 times 6 equals 360, and 70 times 6 equals 420. Marie does not have 420 pieces of candy, so she cannot give each bag 70 pieces. Let's cross 70 times 6 off our list. The previous multiplication sentence that we listed is 60 times 6. This means that Marie put 60 pieces of candy in each bag. She uses 360 pieces of candy. She has 375 pieces of candy. We will write the partial quotient of 60 on top of our area model and the partial product of 360 inside the area model. We will then draw a vertical line inside the area model to keep our work organized. We need to subtract 360 from 375. We will do this to the side of the area model. The difference is 15. That means Marie still needs to distribute or put the 15 pieces of candy into the 6 bags. We recognize that if Marie puts 2 pieces of candy in each bag, or 2 times 6, she will use 12 pieces of candy. Let's write the partial quotient of 2 on top of the area model and the partial product of 12 inside. We need to subtract 12 from 15. 15 subtract 12 equals 3. Because Marie has 3 pieces of candy and 6 bags, she cannot put the remaining pieces of candy equally into the 6 gift bags. 3 becomes the remainder. Now we can calculate the quotient or the total pieces of candy that Marie put in each bag. The partial quotients are on top of the area model, 60 plus 2, or 62. The answer to 375 divided by 6 equals 62 remainder 3. However, it is important to note that this is not the answer to the problem. We were asked to figure out how many pieces of candy Marie put in each bag. To answer the question, we need to omit the remainder. Marie put 62 pieces of candy in each party bag. This is only one way to get the quotient of 62 remainder 3. Students could have used 3 groups of 20, or 6 groups of 10, or a combination of groups of 20 and 10. The objective for this lesson was to review dividing with a one-digit divisor. We met this objective by using partial product, the area model strategy, and compatible numbers. We also used the division mat to help us organize our work.